statement. Like, okay, the reason we're talking about the legality of incest is because I think it's about like a blanket ban. If a blanket ban on incest can be justified, so I don't really want to hear about a I don't want to meddle pedophilia into the same blanket. We're talking mostly about uh, consensual adults or like people around the same age. So if a relationship was going to be legal for other reasons, that's outside the blanket, I think. And I'm mostly going to talk about bodily autonomy and the right of a state to walk into people's bedrooms. And yeah, I think that an action is neutral unless you can prove it's not. So the ball's in your court.
Okay. So my opening is actually pretty short. I agree. I don't want to get into um, anything that's not of consensual. So I definitely want to stay away from the younger stuff. But if we look at um, incestuous relationships, I'm pretty sure the first place that we're going to end up going is what difference does it make if two brothers do whatever they want with each other? They're not going to have kids. They're not going to do anything like that. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is there's a lot of mental things that go along with that. You have PTSD, you have CPTSD, which is recurring instances of traumatic exposure. So with just those, that's pretty simple as to why we shouldn't. Now, if we get into, say, if it's a brother and sister, all we have to do is just look at England, most of Europe in the early 1500s and before. Everybody was incestuous to keep the bloodline pure so that they could continue ruling. But if you look through just one of the families that did it, I can't remember how to pronounce it, Hamsburg or something like that. There's an actual chin named after them because of how deformed they ended up becoming from being in incestuous relationships. So I guess with that, I'm good to go ahead and open up the floor.
Wait, so you're saying that people have adult incest have PTSD?
They could, yes.
What do you mean they could? Is it common?
Well, what could happen is say in the beginning, everything is fine, everybody's okay with it, and then one of them decides that they don't like it, but they can't say anything because of the fact that they've already said it's okay, and now every time that it's happening, it's creating a traumatic experience.
Wait, so uh, what you're basically saying is that someone gives consent initially, but that can't withdraw it.
Well, what I'm not saying anything about the R word or anything like that. I'm just saying that one person could decide that they don't like it anymore. However, because they already consented, they would feel obligated to continually do it, even though it's creating trauma for them.
Okay, so they don't like their partner, whether it's a sibling or a cousin
Yes.
anymore. Okay,
Wait,
and
so
why? Uh, what do you want to say?
Sorry, I'm just curious. Dynamic. What side of this are you on?
The anti-ban.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Defense.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're in the affirmative,
But
correct?
also, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, but what would like prevent them from retrieving their consent?
Um,
That's crazy.
there could be
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
multiple different reasons. There could be, things that they have learned, maybe from colleagues at work, from just friends that they hang out with, that, hey, this isn't the kind of relationship people should be having. And then, they start thinking, okay, you know what, this actually isn't right, but I'm already in the situation and I can't hurt my brother or my sister, so I'm just going to continue doing it, even though it is very uncomfortable for me now.
I would say that's a bit of a unique argument, but I don't see how it holds. Like, if someone is repeatedly told that being gay is not okay, do they like do they have trouble?
Some
No,
do.
it's not the
Some
same
do.
thing.
Yeah, some do.
Like,
Um.
yeah,
So,
but
Okay, go ahead. What's that?
yes.
like,
The answer is yes.
whose fault is that though?
Societies. It's society's fault for being
But he's
misogynistic,
to blame for
homophobic,
incest.
transphobic, etc.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, according to this guy. But
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll take it.
Hmm?
That was a really dumb argument, but okay. Good try.
How is this society's fault? What are you guys even talking about?
important things.
We're not. I believe that the prompt is just uh, incestuous.
It's something like the legality of
Yeah.
ancestral relationships.
Yeah. Without using religious backing. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the so under the law you can have incestual relations?
In what country?
Yeah. Where are
It depends.
you?
In some places you can. In Greece, I'm pretty sure it's punishable. In some U.S. states, it's okay.
Oh
In
yeah,
some
U.S.
states,
states,
it's
but not by siblings. Only by like third
Yeah. Third
cousins, I think.
cousin.
Yeah,
a
I'm not a U.S. citizen. Um,
Yeah. You're
so
you're right
I,
though,
I
but it is. You can only do it with a third cousin or distanter. That is okay,
I mean,
correct? But
yeah,
brother and sister,
third
absolutely not.
cousin,
I
third
don't think you
cousin
can do it with
onward
like
is
any.
your barely relatives. Uh, yeah, third cousin onward. I don't know any of my third cousins.
How does one enforce such a law?
Yeah, thank you. That will be my next question. I mean, it's pretty down the line in terms of question, but like, how do you enforce an incest law?
Well, in order to form to enforce it, it would just be like any other law. You'd have the enforcement arm of the government.
Okay, so how do you punish it?
How do you banish it?
How do you punish it?
Oh, how would you punish it? You would punish it by, you know, I guess throwing
Would it be
people in
like?
jail. I mean, I honestly, like, I haven't thought about like what a consequence would be for it or anything like that. Um,
I I think maybe under the
The thing is,
U.S.
I
law it
know
would be
people
like
that have babies with their brothers and sisters.
In Greece, I think it's a maximum of 2 years between siblings.
Some babies turn out healthy.
But my question is, why do you punish it?
I
Like,
would, I would.
what do you punish them for?
Okay, so if we're just talking about brothers, somebody that's definitely not going to be able to have kids, sisters, something like that. Um, that's a
Well, that's not gonna happen because like the odds because they're all minorities and there's a small percentage of that. I think that we should be focusing
Do
on
you
the
do you know
larger
what a
number.
hypothetical is, bro? Have you
Yeah, I
ever
know what a
debated before?
hypothetical. I just think that
Yeah, well,
focusing
shut the
on
fuck up. So,
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
anyways, so like the only way you could enforce it is to use the government in some way, just like you would use it for any other law. And the reason why you would want to outlaw it is in cases like, especially for brother and sister who are going to be able to have children. Um, they're going to have multiple different problems, if not come out deformed. Um, and then between brothers, you're going to still have that same problem of that trauma if one of them is then comes to the conclusion that incestuous relationships are bad, but doesn't want to, hurt the other person. It's just like a battered wife, basically.
Okay, my question is, whom do you punish if they are siblings or cousins?
You
Do
punish
you
them both.
punish? Okay, if you punish them both, what do you punish them for? Like, who is the coercer and who is the coercee in this situation? If you punish two cousins or siblings, why are you punishing the victim? If, as you say, one of them cannot withdraw their consent.
Well, that's why you just stop it before it can even start. When you say that it's not allowed and you find out that somebody is doing it before the other person even has the chance to say, "Oh, I don't like this," you just take them both and put them somewhere where they can think about it.
Okay. Do you think that's a fair punishment?
Um, I mean, it's. I'm trying to think here. It's like a hard thing to really think about how to punish or why to punish over it, because it really isn't like there's not a victim, I guess, until it gets to a certain point. But if we continue allowing it in our societies and people decide that it's okay to have incestuous relationships, within a few generations, all of our children are going to be deformed and not be able to even be part of society because they'll need to be taken care of.
Okay, so we're going back just to the problem about the genetic problems.
Correct.
Well, firstly, why can't they use protection, contraception, or against abortions? And secondly, why do we not punish other people who are high risk for genetic deformalities?
What would you mean by high risk?
For example, people with inherited diseases. We don't stop people with Huntington's or Parkinson's from procreating.
Hmm. Yeah, no, we don't punish them because that is a genetic mutation that doesn't come from an incestuous relationship. It comes from a particular disease. You can't eradicate diseases. We've tried. We've gotten rid of a few, then they come back. But when it comes to being able to stop a deformation that we know for a fact will happen, I think we should stop it.
Do we know for a fact?
Yeah, for 100% fact, we know exactly what happens from incestuous relationships when they have children.
Yeah, do you know what the? I don't want to catch you in trivia, but do you know what the percentage is for incest? Actually, do you know the percentage for unrelated people?
No, I don't know the percentages for either one.
It's like three. It's like 3%.
Mhm.
The percentage for first degree cousins is like 5. Siblings, I think it's like it's a lot higher. I don't know the exact stat.
Well, the problem is if you allow the incestuous relationships and you say that it's okay, all they're going to do is become more and more and more. So over time, within a few generations, you're going to have more incestuous relationships and more deformed children. And then that's just going to continue to progress as long as you allow the legalization of incestuous relationships.
Well, as long
Hmm.
as it's protect. Well, no, I don't support incest, but
Yeah, it doesn't have to do whether you support it or not. It's whether you support the ban or prison time for it.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is I haven't thought about like a penalty for it or anything like that. I haven't thought that deep into it, other than why we shouldn't do it. But I guess if you want to pin me down to some type of a penalty, maybe making them infertile. That way they can't pass the genetic on, something like that. And then I guess really doesn't matter because then they can't reproduce.
Okay, so you wouldn't punish same-sex incest.
Well, the problem is if you allow incest of one type, you have to allow incest of both types. So if you allow the male on male or the female on female, then you also have to allow the male and female to do it. So you have to just outlaw all of it.
Or uh, unban all of it,
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't quite hear you.
or you can unban all of it. But so you're not punishing them for incest. You're punishing them for bringing a child into the world with genetic problems.
Yes, because if we continue to allow that, we won't have a society in a few generations. It will be all these deformed children that can no longer reproduce, and society and our entire population will collapse.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I believe 100% because of the fact that just look at what happened when we had Obergefell. Obergefell allowed gay marriages, and back when that originally first happened, it was like one, maybe two you'd hear about a year. Now they're in the hundreds.
Did
So yeah, as
everyone
long as you allow something to be legal, it's going to continue to happen.
did everyone become gay when that happened?
I think that along with Obergefell, the transgender issue, yeah, a lot more people are becoming that because of the society that we're in now. They are pushing that.
No, I'm asking, did society collapse when that happened?
No, but those people aren't having children. And do you know what the reproduction rate in America is right now?
It's probably very low.
Yeah, we're at about 1.2. And do you know what you need to have to continue?
2.1.
Yeah. So we're not
Let's get
even
the
at
balance.
we're not even at a place where we can repopulate our own country.
Okay, but what do you suggest you do? Do you just like okay? If you how is that relevant? I guess to the incest point.
How is it relevant?
Yeah, that you have low kind of birth rate.
Well, hold on just a second. Let me look here. I just want to check something.
Okay.
Okay, so in your prompt, you said incest legality. I think that a blanket ban on all incest relationships can't be justified on any moral or legal grounds without appealing to some tradition or religion. Okay, so
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying is has nothing to do with religion. I am
Oh,
going basically just off of biology. So this is completely in line with your prompt.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't ask you about religion. I said that. Uh, how does having low birth rate justify a blanket ban on incest? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Because if you put a if you allow incest, you have to allow all of it, which includes male and male, female and female. Okay, the male and female definitely aren't reproducing. The male on female will reproduce, but they are going to create a genetic mutation that can't reproduce. So your society is going to collapse at that point.
Is it like if incest is no longer punishable, do you think everyone will start having incest?
I think a lot of people would, yeah, absolutely. Just look at things that have been legalized in the past that are very prevalent now. Um, Basically, illicit drugs. Those are all banned, but how many people still do it? And then once we legalized, okay, so I live in Washington State, and
Yeah.
down in Oregon, they legalized all all illicit drugs. And basically, you can go to like these little trailers, and they'll basically give you free drugs, needles, and all of that. So once you legalized it, Oregon has now become overrun with drug addicts, and you can't go anywhere in Oregon. Well, I should say Northern Oregon, Portland, couple of Salem, things like that. They are overrun with drug addicts living on the streets and tents and things like that. So yes, when you legalize something, it is going to definitely take off faster than having it illegal.
Okay, so how about you punish all people who have high risk pregnancies
Why would I punish people for having a pregnancy? Is that what you said?
for having for having for knowingly having a high risk pregnancy?
Well,
If you're gonna go the eugenics argument.
well, there's a couple of reasons. For one, it's not guaranteed that these high risk diseases might affect a child. There is a potential risk, yes. I don't think it's a high risk. I've known lots of people that have kids that don't have the same problems that they have. I know that's just anecdotal, but that's just something that I've noticed. And we know for a fact that producing an incestuous child does give genetic mutations, and there's no way around that.
When you say that, what do you mean? I already told you that between cousins it's like 5%. Between siblings, it appears to be like 30 to 40.
And what do you think would happen if you legalized it? Do you think that number would increase or decrease?
Oh no, that's the percentage between the percentage that the offspring has congenital diseases
You,
or conditions.
no, that's not right. Um, I can hold on. Let me see where did I get that. Um, so let me see if I can put this in the chat. I'm gonna copy a link for you. Where's the chat? I'm sorry, I'm I'm a little old. I'm kind of bad with technology. Oh, there it is. Chat. Here we go. So here is a study um, done by. Hold on, now I got to scroll back to the top. It's from the Royal Society over in England, and it talks about the genetic mutations that happen between incestuous relationships, and it gives you the percentage of uh, uh, shit, where'd it go? Down on page. Oh, that dang it! That's the wrong one. But on page on that one on page 823, it shows you. It gives you lists of. Um, I guess they're what happens between underage. I think. Which does happen a lot in incestuous relationships. Um, and I know we're staying away from that, but I just had that one pulled up, and I apologize. Let me pull this other one up though. Right here. Cost of human inbreeding. That's that's the one I wanted. Um,
Are you two married?
No.
I'm married, but not to this other person.
Are you
Yeah.
interested in
Weird way
using
to
that?
ask that.
I know you two are brothers from South Korea.
Uh, are you a troll? What are you saying?
Would that make me a very good troll?
No, not particularly.
Why would I troll? Hey, come on, dude. Like if you're
I
gonna
don't.
troll, do it well.
Yeah. What is your purpose?
To kill you.
Okay.
Wait, nothing. Just so you know, when you created your VC, there's only a one-person capacity. So you were waiting for people there like a dumbass.
No, I wasn't. I'm just
There you
bored.
were.
Doing work actually. I should make it one personal moment. How's your
Yeah,
mom doing?
it was very dumbass behavior.
Hey, look, this isn't a place for you guys to come in and bitch at each other. We're trying to have a debate here.
What are we
Okay, what?
debating?
He's debating incest and why it's okay.
So
I
can we
never said
debate?
it's okay. I said
Can we go debate
the
anti-cannabis? All of us, besides me.
maybe later.
I'm gonna go into my room
So
right now.
why? So do you believe in victimless crimes?
Victimless crimes.
Yes.
Uh, no, not
How?
really.
Why? What is the purpose of a crime? What is the definition of a crime? Is there such a thing as a victimless crime?
Well, the definition of a crime is breaking the law, but the question is
Okay.
why should the law punish a
Are you
victimless
Greek,
crime?
by the way?
Yeah.
I like Greeks a lot. All right. Yeah, why should they do that
I think you're the only
if
one
there's
that
no
actually
victim?
knew that he was Greek.
I'm
That's
on,
pretty good. Right on.
yeah, that's a really good intuition. Uh,
I'm an
well,
anthropologist, so I know a lot.
Oh, right
But
on.
yeah.
yeah, I'm on the affirmative. He so he's trying to defend the ban. If that makes sense.
Okay. Again, I just want to know the definition of victimless crime. Do you think incest is a victimless crime as of right now?
No, not now.
Uh,
But let's say it's
yeah,
protected, and no baby is created, and
yeah.
it's
If it's
two consenting
between,
adults. Let's say.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
okay, you want to
You
talk
can have
about the like guy on guy, right? Brother on brother.
no, you said they're protected or by gays infertile. So without any chance of actually procreating.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wait.
would
Are
say
you
in that
talking?
case,
You have a problem with the procreation?
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
that
Okay, well that's understandable. That's not a victimless crime. That is a victim crime. The victim is the person who's born.
Right. And in order
yeah, and
to legalize one set of incestuous relationships, you have to allow all of it. So you are not only going to have the same sex on same sex, you're also going to have the male on female, which is going to reproduce.
uh, first of all, no, I don't see why you would
And
have.
guys, sex doesn't always have to make reproduction. Let's just assume that. I
It,
don't,
it does
are you
between
talking about
boy
the
and girl.
act? You don't like the act of it?
No, I don't like the outcome of it.
Okay, well, contraception is an option.
Okay, well if
Abortion is
then
an
your
option.
whole thing here is kind of goofy.
How is it goofy?
Unless I'm
I'm in the
if
he's in the affirmative.
of
I'm in the
course
negative.
like so he's saying that we should make genetically disformed babies. That's what he's saying.
No,
No, just
that's
that
not
in
valid.
he's his only position is just that incest shouldn't be illegal, basically.
Incest. I don't know. When you say incest, are you referring to the sexual act, regardless of the outcome, or is only the outcome?
The act of the romantical interest between two
What if you wear a
related
condom, for
people.
example?
Condoms
Yeah,
break.
that's my point. Okay, what if you get an abortion? What if you
Well, see,
use
there's
other
another
forms of
thing is
contraception?
I'm not okay with abortion. So there's another reason.
Okay, no, yeah, let's talk about the male on male then, since your brain can't fathom the function of a condom. So yeah, let's assume
Oh,
gay
have you
incest,
never
right?
heard of condom breaking? Never heard of that?
Okay, right. So gay incest.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
okay,
do you have a
yeah.
problem
Let's
with gay
change the
incest?
subject. You're right. Yeah, I do
I have
have a.
better. I have better topic, like because like
Okay,
the name of the room is like I know it's about incest. Incest. Ah, fuck.
yeah, I intentionally misspelled it.
Uh, I think it's like like
Discord doesn't like the subject.
yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's bad, and I think it's like a really big problem because the like what the Jews did, with like all the porn, because if you like actually looking like most of the porn, it's like stepmother, stepsister, stepbrother, stepfather, like everything is like step family shit, So yeah,
Okay,
it's a problem.
so
Now
if we
that's fine
but
because that's not blood relative.
Yeah, but like we know that like they can't like do like actual and say like oh like actual family, So like they needed to use that step thing.
okay, but that's like an issue of tradition because they
Are you Greek?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Only two
It's
people have come in here and actually known that he was Greek.
That's funny. That's actually funny.
Yeah,
I know a lot of Greeks, so
right on, right on. Hey,
Okay, guys,
Dynamic.
I will go. Have a great day.
All right, have a good one. Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to reschedule this when we can have a moderator and not let people in here?
Sure, I could also reduce the room number to 2 people.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating to have to keep repeating everything to new people that come in.
Yeah, okay, I reduced it.
So I'll get a hold of I'll try and get a hold of some of the moderators and see if we can get one. I'll try and get a hold of a couple people that I know, and then I'll let you know when they'd be available if that'll work for you.
Okay, but uh, it's like the genetic issue your main objection.
No, it's not my main objection, but it is a good objective. But the traumatic exposure is also another concern.
Okay. I guess my main defense is that the state shouldn't have an interest in walking into people's homes, basically, in looking into people's bedrooms.
What?
My main defense is that the state doesn't have an interest walking into people's bedrooms.
No, they don't have an interest in bedrooms, but we do have an interest in how our society is formed, and we don't want a bunch of mutants running around.
Mutants? Is that what crippled people are?
That's what I'd call them. I mean, they're genetically mutated from something that shouldn't happen. So yeah, they're a mutant.
Okay.
Not like X-Men type of mutant. Not like they have superpowers or anything. But
Yeah, I wish it
it's
worked that way.
I mean, that would be cool. I'd be for incestuous relationships if that happened. But it's the opposite. It's a regress.
Yeah, but I think like district attorneys have better things to do than prosecute maybe case of incest.
Yeah, they also have better things to do than make somebody wear their seatbelt. But that's still a crime to not wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, but I don't think you get a DA for that.
Oh,
I think
you get a ticket, your insurance goes up, and if you continually do it, they'll take your license from you.
yeah, but I don't think there's a lawyer. Does a district attorney like handle cases like that?
Of seatbelts or of incestuous.
Of seat belts? No,
Yeah,
like you just get a ticket.
there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that have gotten tickets for not having a seatbelt, and I'm sure there's probably tens of thousands that have lost their license due to it.
Yeah, that's not what I asked. Does a district attorney handle those tickets?
Um, uh, Technically, yes, it would have to go through the district attorney's office for them to prosecute it, and they do. They prosecute it every time. It's usually a fine the first time or two. After that, then there's jail time, and once you are a repeated offender, they just take your license from you for I think 5 years.
Okay, maybe seatbelts shouldn't be prosecuted that hard, I guess. Uh,
Yeah, but that's just another case of where it's a victimless crime because who's the victim in not wearing a seatbelt? Nobody.
I guess you're only hurting yourself.
Right. So I'm in trouble for being a victim. See? So,
Hey, I mean that's a position that I could also defend for the same reasons. Although I guess in that case the argument usually is that you're more likely to get hurt and you're more likely to take up hospital resources.
mhm.
Yeah, that don't really like that argumentation.
It would basically be about the same for incestuous relationships because there would definitely be hospitals, doctors, all that involved with a child that's born with a genetic mutation. They're going to have something wrong with them that's going to always have to be looked after by a doctor.
Okay, but do you really think that you ought to ban incest because some relationships will cause problems?
Yeah, yeah, they would all cause problems. Like I've said, even the same sex because you have the trauma.
Okay, let's focus on that for now.
Okay.
Like, what what does it inherently cause trauma?
So what could cause the trauma is once one of the two decides that um, they don't agree with the incestuous relationship anymore. They want out, but however, they don't want to offend, hurt, or damage the other person because that is their brother, sister. Well, I guess if we're just doing same sex, it'd just be brother, brother, um, and not wanting to hurt that person, continue on just like a battered wife, where that is causing trauma every time it happens.
Why would they? Okay, is it because they decided that incest is wrong, or because they no longer like their, I guess, partner,
I would
relative?
stick with just going with they found out that incestuous relationships have a negative outcome, and they decided that they don't consider that a viable situation anymore.
How did they find out it has a negative outcome?
Well,
Like,
if
why is that innate to incest?
they go to work anywhere and talk to people, if they are out in public, they're at a bar and just happen to, mention the kind of relationship they're in, and then the other people tell them that that's, hey, that's probably not right, you know.
Okay,
Uh,
but do you see how that's a problem of tradition?
uh,
Think like when incest wasn't so taboo, there wasn't really that problem.
mhm.
People would be openly marrying cousins.
Yeah, do you know who? Hold on, let me find his picture here. Um, Richard III of England was.
To his Richard III.
Yeah, Richard III. Um, because of him and Henry the eighth, was that? Yeah, eighth. Between the two of them, their
Are you
families.
going to say that everyone in the US is almost everyone is related to that guy?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it what you're about to say? Yeah.
yep. Um, but due to um, them trying to keep their bloodline pure, um, they ended up creating the Habsburg jaw, which people can't chew, they can't talk, they can't swallow. Um, that's one of the things that came out of that. Um, and it's like I just keep saying though, is if you allow one, you have to allow all of it. Um, Otherwise, how are you going to regulate it?
Okay, so I guess we're back to genetic problems. Uh, I don't know. Maybe you can punish. Like you would have to, if you're going to go that route, you would have to punish all people who knowingly procreate, like knowing they have a high risk.
A high risk for what though?
Congenital diseases or conditions.
No, these aren't congenital diseases. These are mutations that are created through incest. This isn't like a disease that you can get a shot and get rid of it. This is something that
What?
happens because of the incestuous
Yeah, let's say
relationship.
conditions. Uh, yeah, I mean, so is like Huntington's or Asperger's.
Um,
Not
no, it's
Asperger's.
not even like that
Uh,
because this is 100% guaranteed to cause genetic mutation where somebody could
Down the
have
line,
Asperger's, somebody could have Huntington's and not pass it on. Just like with Down syndrome. Not just because you carry the Down syndrome gene doesn't mean that your child's going to have Down syndrome.
yeah, but if you continue procreating, one of them will. The same way with incest. You're
Okay,
not
well, every
guaranteed
single
that you're.
child will be mutated, not just one.
Uh, when you say mutated, what do you mean?
They could have anything from brain defects. They can have physical defects. Maybe missing fingers, missing an arm, born without legs. I've come across that in my research. And then you have the Habsburg jaw that allows you to not even be able to talk, swallow, or eat. You have to be spoon fed everything
Okay,
because you
that
can't
could
chew.
happen, but would that happen? Like you make it sound like it's 100% guarantee.
If you can show me any incestuous relationship throughout history that hasn't created a genetic mutation, then I might be okay with letting incest happen. But I haven't found a single case of an
What do you mean?
incestuous relationship where it hasn't led to a problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up uh, on the Library of Medicine.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Oh, you're trying to look up that second one I gave you?
I did look that up, but it's kinda weird on what it's saying.
Let's see here.
It's talking about the morality.
No, it talks about the
Like,
DNA process that happens with incestuous relationships, with inbreeding, and I got the web page here now. I'll send you that instead of making you copy that whole thing. There you go. And then you just have to download the article. It gives you the abstract, but it allows you to download it.
okay, so I don't think I've gotten a good answer. Maybe I'm wrong, but what do you have to punish them for having a relationship? Can't you punish them for uh, procreating?
Yeah,
Wrongly.
that could be a time to punish, because sometimes you're not going to know until one of them is pregnant, and as soon as you know that, then you'll know that it was an incestuous relationship, and at that point, yeah, I would punish them for sure.
Okay, so if you made the law to punish them when they knowingly procreate,
Well, here,
you'd also solve the problem about same-sex incest.
well, with the same sex incest, it just goes to the for me, without using anything else other than biological stuff, is just a trauma that could happen, same as a battered wife. And we punish the people that batter their wives, so why wouldn't we punish an incestuous relationship that causes the same amount of trauma?
Okay, it causes the same amount of trauma, but whose fault is that?
I would say both of them. That's why both of them would be punished.
Hmm. Okay, so you're punishing them for hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that's better? Do you think the punishment will make them feel better about themselves?
I think if you punish for a crime, you have less of that crime.
Okay, but that presumes it's a crime. Like, why does it have to be a crime?
Because it's
So
a crime against
it creates
humanity.
trauma. Okay, why is the crime against humanity?
You're going to completely eradicate humankind if you allow incestuous relationships.
Are we going back to the genetic argument?
Yeah,
Why?
because if you're gonna ban one, you have to ban it all. You can't say, okay, you can have an incestuous relationship as long as you're a homosexual. But if you're straight, you don't get you get punished for that. That doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be punishing
No,
on somebody's
you
sexual
don't punish them.
orientation.
You don't punish them for being straight. You punish them for uh, procreating with high risk.
So that the brother and sister that are just as much in love as the brother and brother, you're going to punish the brother and sister, but not the brother and brother.
If they procreate, yeah. Or
Okay, so
like
with that, then you're going to have all kinds of different things. You're going to have instances, I believe, where you would probably have a lot of transitioning people where they're like, okay, you know what, I want to do this, so now I'm the opposite sex, or I'm the same sex now. So
okay, you know those people are mostly infertile, right?
what? Why
Those
would they
people are
be
infertile.
infertile?
When you say transition, are you talking about just proclaiming transition?
Yeah, yeah. That's all you
Uh,
have to do here in America
yeah,
is just say it.
if they're still fertile and they can you can still punish them for procreating. I don't see how that's an issue.
Well, because over
If
here
you
they just call it a pregnant person now. You're not a pregnant woman, you're a pregnant person. So, I mean,
yeah, I
when you
mean
have
we
people
have the
that just
presumption
say
that
that they're not what they are, then that's a whole different scenario now. Because now
women
you're
are not
allowing
persons.
it as long as the female says that she's a male.
No, I would say if they procreate with a high risk, you can punish that.
So now you're going to punish somebody
If
for
they
being transgender?
no, you okay if you your argument basically is that two siblings that procreate create a problem for the offspring.
Hmm.
Okay, so you punish them for having an offspring knowing the risks. How does that have anything to do with gender?
because
or
because
being male
if
or
the
female.
woman, if the female says that she is a male and goes through, changing her name,
Pregnancy.
she goes through changing it on her identification. How are you going to punish her because she's a man now? She's doing
Okay,
she
you punish the man
they're
now.
having a homosexual relationship now. They're both men.
Okay, punish the homosexual relationship now if it leads to
Okay,
offspring.
perfect. So we'll just punish them all. Punish the homosexual
If they
and
have
the
offspring.
straight. Yeah,
Okay, so not incest in general, just when there's offspring.
just when there's offspring. Okay, so if you're only going to look at it as if you're having offspring, do you? Is there anything that says that there's psychological stuff that could happen?
I don't know, like what?
Like what I've been talking about this whole time, trauma?
Okay. Yeah, what you said in particular is that someone might give consent to incest at first,
Yes.
then change their mind on incest in general because society, and then not being able to withdraw consent. Yeah, I don't see how that follows.
Because they're not withdrawing consent, they're continuing because of the fact that they don't want to hurt that brother or that cousin, whatever it might be.
Do you see do you see married couples that don't get a divorce?
Yeah, there's lots of them.
Okay, should
Just
we
look at the
punish them?
Irish. Look at us Irish. We refuse to
Yeah.
get divorced.
All right. Should we punish people who are sad but don't get divorced?
No, we're not punishing because you're sad. We're punishing because you're creating a trauma, just like a battered wife.
Yeah. Do you see the difference that the wife does not consent to being battered? Like, if
But okay, so if she's not consenting to be battered, but she continues to go home, is that consent?
no,
Okay, so you can have trauma without giving consent, right?
yeah,
Okay, so the exact same situation is there. It's just a
yeah, but
different scenario. Is it's more psychological than it is physical.
okay, but you understand that if you are not giving consent, it's no longer about incest, right?
Well, it's still incest either way. Even if both of them withdraw consent and they both say you're doing something to me, that's still incest. It doesn't matter if you withdraw or give consent. It's incest.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying that if they don't have consent, the problem is not incest at that point.
Well, the thing that caused it is the incest. And we don't want to look at only what the outcome. We want to look at the entire situation. The entire situation says that it is bad and it is wrong. And so for someone to continue doing that thing that they know is wrong, then yes, you should be punished and it should be stopped.
Okay, so we must ban and criminalize incest because one or both people may regret it.
Yeah. I mean, if I could ban men from beating women, I'd do that. But
It's
that's
already banned.
already a thing. So
Yeah, it's already criminal.
yeah, like just because you ban something doesn't mean it completely stops. But if you put a ban on something and you're willing to punish over it, other people will see the punishment and not want to partake in the in the punishment.
Okay, yes, let's criminalize all relationships because you know you might get married and regret it later.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is with marriage between even even between a gay couple, that's not a guarantee that they are going to have anything wrong. There is a guarantee that something will happen with incest, whether it be, um, like the mutations or a psychological trauma that we know we can stop.
You say it's guaranteed. How do you know that?
Because if we don't allow it to happen, it can't happen. So you can't have.
No, no, no. I mean, how is it guaranteed to happen?
Well, like I said, it's just like battered wives. It you know
Yeah, that's an analogy.
have a thousand couples, and you're going to have so many men that beat on their wives. Okay, I think it's absolutely despicable,
Okay,
and
so let's ban.
but
So we
at the
should
same
ban
time,
same.
you're even if you do the exact same thing with an incestuous couple, you have 1,000 of them. There's definitely going to be a few of them in there that have come to the conclusion that incest isn't the right thing for them anymore. But again, just like the battered wife, they continue going home. They continue doing the same thing because they love that person. They just don't love what's happening anymore.
Okay, do you see the problem with the last 3 or 4 sentences of what you said?
No, what's that?
Okay, you said that the if we have 1,000 couples, some of them will be abusive. Like some of them will have battered wives,
Mm-hmm.
and so we should punish the battering of wives.
Yes, and
If
we
we
need.
have 1,000 incest couples, some of them will regret it and not be able to, I guess, withdraw consent. So let's ban incest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do you see
I don't
the
see a problem there because of the fact that um, it, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
basically the TLDR is battered wives? We ban battering. Uh, no consent. Let's ban incest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the false equivalency?
Yeah, but um, is the wife
I guess it's a
consenting to be
personality.
battered?
No, but
Okay,
the couple is consenting to incest, at least initially.
okay, and so the other person that doesn't want to do this anymore, doesn't want to be in the incestuous relationship, does the exact same thing as the battered wife, continues to go home, continues to do the things that a battered wife would do, because that's ingrained in their head at this point. Um, that's all there is. Although they know in their head that it's wrong.
Okay, okay. I guess let me ask you, why do they know it's wrong?
Again, like I said, just being around other people and hearing other stories, eventually somebody's going to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not doing what's right. I should stop."
Okay, so the current tradition, I guess. Like, uh, so you think that because people right now think it's wrong, uh, the person that's doing incest will regret it, or
Yeah.
I guess change their mind?
Yes. Why wouldn't we protect somebody like that the same way we would protect a battered wife?
I don't know. Do you protect the battered wife by putting her in prison, or I guess fining her, or whatever the punishment is?
Yeah, we take the husband to jail and
Do you take the
deal with
wife to
him
jail?
there.
Do you also take the wife to jail
Sometimes they take the wife to jail. Yeah.
for being battered?
Um, Depends on how well the man can play it off. Yeah, there have been women that have been arrested at being the victim. That has happened.
Okay, yeah, but that's different. That's not running all the fire and making a mistake in arresting the woman.
Hmm.
Okay, so why would you put both people in prison? Why would you put the victim in prison?
Because they were both consenting to do an illegal act.
Okay, uh, that's my point. Why is it an illegal act? Because it causes harm, right?
Yes, so like I keep saying, is it causes harm, and like I said, I haven't used any type of religion or anything like that. This is all just biological. Um, so if you're causing trauma, if you're going to cause a deformation, a genetic deformation, it should be outlawed. When you have somebody that has a disease, that's not the same thing as an incestuous relationship. Having a disease is something that you can't control. Being in an
Okay,
incestuous
but
relationship,
why
you
are we
can control.
why are we circling back to the genetic issues? I've already granted that if you procreate in a knowingly high risk thing, you should maybe get punished. But that's irrelevant right now.
Okay.
So, do you generally support the paternalistic government?
Um, uh, what do you mean by that?
Like, should the government put in laws that protect people from themselves?
Um, well, we do have those kind of laws. Yes, we do have laws that protect you from yourself.
I don't know. Should self harm be punishable?
It is punishable.
Self harm?
Yeah,
Do you go to prison if you cut yourself?
you can. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Where?
You can go to a medical prison.
No, it's not really medical. I guess it's a medical prison, but it's not really a prison. You don't get charged with any crime.
No, you get charged and you get convicted, and then you go to a medical facility where you cannot leave.
Okay, do district attorneys like to charge people with self harm? What is the statute? What is that crime called?
Um, Hold on, I can pull it up here. Um, it is. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick while I'm typing. Okay, so it looks like it is. Oh, did I unmute?
Yep.
Okay, okay. Um, it is United States versus Caldwell, 72 MJ 137 of court criminal law subjects, and this is under the crimes article 134 of self injury without intent to avoid service. I don't know what that means. But it says that, hold on, I can send it to you. That way you can see it too. So this one I found, and this is just a quick thing that I did. Um, two elements without intent to avoid service. The accused intentionally. What the hell? Let me find something else. This is saying Marine Corps. I don't understand why it's saying Marine Corps. Okay, here it is. 117th Congress Act of Suicide Prevention Act. I found the right
That
one
was a
now.
military case, no?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Court
I don't
martial.
understand that. But this one, here we go. This is the United States Congress for,
Yeah,
and this is HR 2955. Suicide.
HR 2955.
2955, yes, sir. And then trying to find penalty here. There's a link here I'm going to click on real quick because, oh, here it is. Didn't that say $20,000? Under section 3, where did I see that? Oh no, section 2, sorry. Bottom of section 2. To carry out this section, they're authorized. Oh, never mind. That just tells how much they're willing to put in. It doesn't actually, I'm not seeing like what the penalty is here.
Yeah, but I have never heard of self-harm being a crime. In the case of US versus Caldwell, the court martial, I think it has more to do with like shooting yourself in the foot to avoid working or
Yeah.
deployment.
Yeah, well, that was just the first one I clicked on, and I didn't realize that it was. I didn't realize it was from DoD. Let's see, I have. Where's the other one? That's patience. That's not downloadable. I don't like that. That's Ohio. Yeah, I can't find like what the actual penalty is. I'm trying to find something, a different one, but I can't find anything any better than that. Bunch of articles is all I'm seeing now. But anyways, but yeah, there are laws against self harm in the United States.
If you say so. But do you support so yes, you do support the principle of the government protecting you from your own choices.
Um, well, here's the thing: is with you know that kind of thing. I'm totally okay with it because of the repercussions that are going to happen to everybody around that person if they do that. Um, so yeah, I'm okay with punishing them for attempting to put their family and loved ones through that.
Oh, okay. Would you also punish people who are gay in really homophobic households?
No,
Why? They're putting the family through all that.
well, for one, they're probably not going to be an incestuous relationship. It's probably going to be with somebody that they didn't know before.
It
Um,
doesn't matter.
huh?
Their family is homophobic. Their family is homophobic in this example. They're gonna be in disarray anyway.
The what family's homophobic?
No, I said uh, if we punish gay people in homophobic families because they're causing such disarray to them.
Yeah, no, you don't. We don't punish people for their sexual orientation. We punish them for um, doing something that society has deemed wrong. I mean, all laws are subjective. It just depends on who can pass a law. Um, so, I mean, technically we don't have any rights. If somebody can give you a right and take it away, you never had it to begin with. Um, so,
Okay, I don't really want to delve into the meta ethics of rights,
yeah,
but the thing, I'll just say, so you think murder wouldn't be wrong if there is no one to enforce it?
if nobody is going to enforce the law, then yeah, that law is basically okay.
Okay, but I guess my point is that for like everything you have said about incest, it's not really unique or inherent to incest.
It's not unique to what.
It's not unique to incest.
Well, I mean, technically, it's illegal. So,
Okay, it's not legal everywhere, and does it ought to remain illegal?
yeah, I think that every country, every state should abide by that kind of law. Um, so, let me ask you: would you? Um, I know you're Greek. You guys are big into families, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you guys usually
I
have
agree.
like
I
big
agree with
families,
you.
right?
Uh, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So now imagine if if Greece started not having as big of families as they have, because I believe you guys are well above reproduction rate right now. Um, but now imagine if that stopped, you guys weren't having the reproduction rate to keep your society going
No,
due
we
to
have
these incest.
132.
What's that?
1.32 is our fertility rate.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, I
yeah,
thought you guys. I thought you guys
we're
were.
also below
Oh, wow.
the balance.
I thought you guys were one of the only ones that were above rate. Oh, wow. That's surprising then. But I mean, you know, 50 years ago, all our reproduction rates were where they should be, um, because of um, you know allowing gays to marry and things like that. Um, People that should have been reproducing are now not reproducing, and that is something that will affect society in the end. So if you have, so first you have, um, your gay relationships, and then you
Do
mix
you think
in.
that's accurate? Do you think that people that used to be gay but oppressed were having families?
50 years ago, yeah, I think so. I think men, um, 50 years ago were doing both. I think that they were having families because that's what was expected of them, but they were also having homosexual relationships.
Okay, I think that's wrong, but I cannot prove it, so granted for now.
Um, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could pull anything up about that. I might. I could try. But when you have a decrease that of this size in just 50 years, imagine if you legalized this incestuous relationship, and now even less people now, because oh hey, it's okay if I sleep with my brother, that's no problem. Now they're not, because it's a same sex relationship. They're not reproducing now. So you're taking another chunk away from that reproduction rate.
Do you think the state can do anything uh, if they find the need?
I think that the government could do anything that they wanted. They could pass any law that they wanted, and there's nothing that we could do unless we, you know, actually wanted to take up arms and do
No,
something.
like, would you be okay with the state doing anything if it would prevent a catastrophe?
Um, to
If not,
prevent a catastrophe? No, no, because you can't. There's nothing that you could do to prevent a catastrophe. Are you talking like earthquakes and stuff?
I'm not talking about natural disasters. Like, if the rates of fertility are so low that the population starts to decrease, would you be okay with the state forcing pregnancy?
What I would actually do is I would make an incentive for people to have children, give them a tax break, give them um, some kind of bonus for producing children, because without it, this entire world's going to go away.
Okay, let's say a flip switches. What? No, the opposite. A switch flips, and everyone is gay now. Nobody wants children.
Hmm.
Would you would you uh, would you be and you're the state? Should you just force people to procreate to prevent
I wouldn't
population
force
decrease?
I wouldn't force anybody to procreate, but I would make homosexual relationships illegal at that point.
So should our morals be based on the need of society?
Yeah, all morals, I believe, should go around the betterment of society. Um, well, I mean, as long as you have um, a religion to back up the morality of it. Um, I mean, you can't really
If
have morals without a religion because there's nothing to say that a moral is a good or bad thing.
well, there are other systems other than religion, but in any case, If slavery increased the country's GDP, would you support it?
No, no.
Why not? It's good for the country.
Yeah, but it's not good for the people
Why is not good for the people?
because the slaves. Why would it be good for slaves to be slaves?
Well, it may not be good for slaves, but it's good for most people overall.
Yeah, we've already done this, and we came out on top saying that slavery shouldn't happen. I mean, America was basically one of the first ones to say no more. So
Yeah,
yeah, we
exactly.
got
And
we got rid of.
that wasn't on a that wasn't it wasn't exactly on the point of society not being not benefited from slavery. It was about the rights of in the same way. Gay people don't have the right to marry because it's good for society, but because it's their right.
Yeah, yeah, gay marriages has been happening here for a long time.
Yeah, but the reason it's legal is because it's their right, and there is like there's a good reason to restrict that right.
Well, you only have the rights that your government allows you to have. Um, I mean, here in America, we're supposed to be home of the free, land of the brave, right? Or what? I got that confused.
Land of
Anyways,
the free,
land of the
yeah.
free, home of the brave. But you have to have a license to do absolutely everything here. I can't even go over to my river that's 100 yards away from me without a fishing license to go fishing. Got to have a driver's license. Got to have um, all kinds of different. I got to have a social security number. Got to have all kinds of things. So
Yeah,
you
some
only
things are
get
redundant.
what's that?
Some things that are redundant, but some things have a good reason. Uh, Finish your statement.
Yeah, but basically you only get to do what your government allows you to do.
Yeah, like you can't go start a fire in the forest because you feel like it.
Right, and you can't bring a gun on an airplane. Like there's just certain things that society has said, okay, this we can't do this anymore, and we should do that with incest.
Well, yes, society says that murder is wrong, and society actually it's not just society that says that. Uh, yeah, the difference between murder and incest is that one has a clear victim.
What? Why would you say that incest doesn't have a victim?
I said that it doesn't have a clear victim, but also it's not. It doesn't necessarily have a victim.
Well, sure it does. It would have a victim just the same as battered wives, like I was saying. You're still going to have a victim somewhere.
Okay, basically, there's not necessarily a victim. If there is a victim, you don't know about it. If you know about it, you can't prove it.
Why can't you prove it?
Well, I mean, you can ask them, but how? What else can you do about it?
Hmm. So if the one that is having the trauma and says, "Hey, I don't like this anymore. Please do something," well, then we know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a victimless crime, is it?
No, but then you punish the criminal.
Which
You
would be
don't punish
both
the
of them.
victim. Yeah, if you define incest as a crime, then yeah.
So I would say if we're looking at who a victim would be, versus who the victimizer would be is it would be hard to tell at first. But once you know, just like when uh, police show up to a domestic violence, or I'm sorry, DV, um, they they figure out real fast who the victimizer is. Now you punish them more than you punish the victim, but you still punish them both.
Okay, but since we're talking about law, you know that a teacher or professor can legally date a student, assuming that student is adult.
Yeah, I would still say that that should be illegal as well. Um, you have a dynamic there where there's a person above another person that is giving them a grade where that's a power dynamic, and that shouldn't happen.
Okay, what about the lawyer and the client, or a doctor and the patient?
Still, that's another situation where um, you have one person that is healing you, so you're going to do whatever that person wants in order to get healed.
An employer and an employee?
What's that?
Employer, employee.
Employer and employee. That's another power dynamic that shouldn't happen because you are being paid by, you know, said person, and at any time that person could then fire you, and you have no recourse.
Okay, so whenever there's power imbalance, the relationship should be legal.
Not that it should be illegal, but it should be frowned upon. That's for sure. But incest should be illegal. Yes.
Okay, so wait, when did you say? Uh, would you say that power imbalance is uh, always bad? I didn't hear your response.
No, no, I wouldn't say it's always bad, but it could be bad, and that's why companies don't allow you to. Most companies won't allow you to date anybody inside that company. Um, you're not allowed to date your doctor while you're a patient. Um, things
I
like
mean,
that.
you are.
What's that?
I mean, you are.
Oh yeah, people do.
You want to be discharged from the hospital if you date your doctor,
Right.
and you won't go to prison if you date your doctor. Your doctor may get fired if it's found out,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't go to prison either unless they forced or coerced you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, you're trying to pin me down on what I think the punishment should be. I've never thought about what the punishment should be. I just think that it shouldn't be allowed. And like I said, it could be anything as, you know, sterilization. Sure, go ahead then.
Okay, so you don't have you don't think relationship between gains gains is the relationship infertile, etc. Should be okay.
Um, well, okay. So here's the thing: like I keep saying, is if you do one, you have to have them all. Okay.
You
So
don't.
even though that I would be fine with somebody that, you know, like two brothers, whatever. I do what you want to do. But because of that, there's this other dynamic that is going to create a child. And once you start doing that, and it happens over and over and over again, within a few generations, you have people that can't reproduce at all.
Okay, so it sounds like a self-defeating problem. But also, uh, you're not you're not punishing them for having sex at that point. You're punishing them for procreating with a high risk of deformities.
Right.
Okay, so punish them for procreating with a high degree of deformities.
Well, I mean, you can punish them then too, but you punish them all.
Okay, so no, what do you have to punish? No, it's a different act. You don't punish them for having sex or having the relationship, for procreating with a high risk. Why do
No,
you have to punish everyone?
well,
Uh,
then you still have the psychological issue. I mean, what if it's an incestuous relationship where it started, um, you know, I know we weren't going to say it, but if they started young until they were adults, and then as an adult they're like, I don't want to do this, but the other one continues to do it.
uh, coercion is already a crime.
What's that?
Coercion is already a crime.
But is it coercion at that point, or is it familiarity?
I don't know if you have a childhood friend and date them in high school. Uh, if
Have you
the
ever been in a relationship that you weren't really happy with, but you stayed with the person because you loved them, and until you just couldn't
uh,
anymore?
no, but I'm also not that old. So
No, I have. So,
yeah,
but I mean, it happens. Um, People think with their emotions more than they think with facts. And I'm not trying to
yeah,
use the stupid Ben dumbass Shapiro thing. He's an idiot. I can't stand that guy.
agreed.
But anyways, so but yeah, I've had that situation, so I just imagine other people did too.
Yeah, but like, what if two cousins like they they date, they never have a child, and they live happily ever after?
If they're third cousins, fine. Third cousins are distanter, yeah.
I mean, what's the difference between a third cousin and a second cousin?
Genetics. Genetics are different at that
Mm,
point.
sure. Uh, sure, but why do genetics matter?
Because if it's a boy girl situation, no matter
I
what,
already
they're
said they're not. I already said that they
oh
wouldn't
okay
have a child.
okay just
So in
just
that
okay
case, would
same
it be
sex.
wrong?
Well, I mean, it's still again, like I said, you have there's that
No, I didn't say same
psychological.
sex. I said they wouldn't have a child.
Oh, they wouldn't have a
Maybe,
child.
maybe
Um,
they're infertile. Maybe they just were really careful,
well, I
or
mean,
maybe they live in an abortion-friendly state.
hmm um, well, I mean, can you repeat the question again, just so I make sure I have it right?
Uh, what if two cousins
Hmm.
uh, decide to live together and date and all that, never have a child, and live happily ever after?
So two cousins that never knew each other,
Mm,
and they just
No,
happened to
They-
meet or something.
let's say no for now. They knew each other.
Okay,
They
okay,
just started dating in college or something.
okay. So, even in a situation where, say, the woman's infertile or the man is infertile, you're still committing an illegal act.
Yeah, and we're in a debate about why ought it to be legal.
And I told you why ought be illegal. I've given you two different explanations on why it ought
Yeah,
be illegal.
yeah, I think we're circling between incest is wrong because it's illegal, and it's illegal because it's wrong.
No, that's not my argument at all.
Yeah, okay, so what's wrong with that situation?
What's wrong with that situation is it's still an incestuous relationship.
Okay, so it's wrong because it's incest.
Yes, it's wrong because it's incest, because we know the things that happen through incestuous relationships. We know that, I know you're saying that there's no way for them to have a child, but if it's a boy and a girl, there is a possibility, no matter what.
I mean, okay, like,
Can I just give you one anecdotal explanation on why I think that? So,
uh,
my wife, we never were going to have kids because she couldn't have kids. She was told at a young age couldn't have them. Well, I have a 6-year-old now.
okay,
So she was
how?
supposed to be completely infertile and never be able to have children.
Okay, so that was a medical error, probably.
And so the same thing could happen in that type of incestuous relationship. So then you're furthering that genetic mutation.
Okay, so at that point, everything has gone wrong. First of all, you're in an incestuous relationship, which is rare in and of itself. You have gotten, I guess, a false diagnosis of infertility, uh, and you procreate. So, like, do you see how the exception doesn't justify the rule?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you see how the exception doesn't justify the rule?
Oh yeah, I totally agree that exceptions don't make the rule. But same on your side when I turn that around on you. Just because there might be one or two people that can't get uh, pregnant or reproduce, that would be a exception to the rule as well.
Yeah, okay, and what I'm saying is that you shouldn't punish people for being able to reproduce. You should punish them for actually reproducing.
Well, why would we only want to stop them from reproducing? Why wouldn't we just want to stop all of it when we know that it's wrong?
Because, what do you mean we know that's wrong?
We have like what do we got, like 800 years of genetics that we know were screwed up through incestuous relationships. We know
Okay, so why
100% what
would
happens.
you? Okay, so why would you not punish them for procreating? Why would you punish them
No,
for
you
just, I
just punish
guess,
them all.
yeah, why would you punish them all? Like, as opposed to just procreation?
Because why would I only punish the heroin user and not the meth user?
No, that's not the same thing.
No, it is. It's exactly the same thing. If they're doing something that is illegal, then
It's more like, why would I punish the drunk as opposed to and not just the guy that gives alcohol to
I'm sorry, you cut out
like
there at the
the
end.
problem, like why would I punish the person drinking and instead of just the guy that gives alcohol to a minor.
Well, you
Though
punish them
the
both.
problem,
You punish the guy that gave the minor the alcohol, and you punish the minor
yeah,
for
you don't
buying the
punish every
alcohol.
person that drinks.
No, you said minor, so yeah, you punish the minor
Yeah, the
and you punish
problem.
the guy.
Okay, the genetic problem. is that you're punishing someone else. You're punishing the person that will be brought into this world.
How are you punishing them if they're not brought into the world?
I don't know. I mean, when you have an incestuous relationship, you're punishing the person that is born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they, I mean, I guess there's a chance nothing happens, but
It's a very rare chance that nothing would
yeah,
happen.
yeah. But between siblings, the first generation is like 40% chance to happen. So like every second child will have problem.
Are you sure? I think it's a little bit higher than that.
I think that's accurate for first generation. For first degree cousins, it's 5%. For unrelated people, it's 3%. So the genetic argument also kind of falls flat when it comes to cousins and further relatives.
I'm sorry, I was typing. I didn't want to annoy you with the.
Yeah, so the reason I would probably agree with punishing people who procreate through incest is that you're hurting the offspring.
Okay,
That doesn't that
you're
doesn't follow to say that you punish all incest in all cases
you are right. It's 43%.
between siblings and
Yes. Yep.
parents.
They did
Yeah.
a test where they had 21 children that they studied, and only 12 of them had abnormalities. So yeah, 43%, which is it's. I guess looking at that,
It's
it's
very
fairly
high.
low.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's probably lower than you thought, but it's still pretty high.
yeah.
And that's for first generation.
Um, and it looks like mentally handicap is only a doesn't give the percentage. It says 38 of 38 and only 15 had Stoke something. I don't know how to say that word.
Yeah, the thing I was looking at was about any kind of debilitating condition. So the difference may be what they consider as a debilitating condition.
What is it? Can't get the full thing here, but yeah, I mean it's even though that it's to me if you're under 50%, it's low. Um, some people would say it's high at 40%, but
Yeah, it's about every second child. It's almost like 50%.
yeah. I still, even if it was only 10%, I would say that, we shouldn't allow it just because we know that at least 10% of the population is going to have that. So then, if 10% of the population has it, and then that 10% reproduces, and then that 10% of that 10% reproduces, pretty soon you have an entire society of people with mental and physical problems.
Yeah, okay, so you can punish just the reproduction part of it,
Why wouldn't we just punish all of it and just make it all stop?
bodily autonomy. Like
What do you mean by autonomy?
a person has the right to make their own choices to their own body.
Okay, so let's just look at just that little thing real quick. During the C-19, we were basically forced to either comply or lose our jobs. So basically, that's a
Yeah, but
situation
you
where the
wouldn't go to
government
prison
forced you
for.
to do something.
Yeah, and I don't support forced vaccination. You wouldn't go to
No,
prison
no, no.
for
I
not being
don't.
vaccinated.
I'm not. I'm
So
just talking about what the government's restricted. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. You had to wear a mask. Um, that where's the autonomy in that?
the reason the safety of everyone else.
Okay, so if we're worried about the safety of everyone else, why wouldn't we want to worry about the safety of people coming into the world too?
We are. That's why we could ban the procreation part of it.
Well, we just ban it all. That way, we don't have to worry about it because, like I said earlier, with the
Because there's no good.
transitioning people, all's a female would have to say is, "Well, I'm a male, and now she's pregnant, and now you have a pregnant male."
You already said that. You now say pregnant person. So
Yeah,
how is that the problem? Like, so you call yourself a man. Maybe you're legally a man. You're still pregnant.
hmm
Oh, I mean, yes, yeah, you could still get pregnant.
yeah, but they're in a homosexual relationship,
Okay, so ban procreation, a homosexual relationship.
so we just ban all homosexual relationships of incest.
No, we just ban the procreation of it. Like if it leads to a child, and yeah, I guess if it leads to a child, you could get punished for that. But it's still your choice.
Yes, and so if we go back to your alcohol analogy, um, you're now you're separating it even more than I did. You're saying this is okay, but this isn't okay. As long as you do this, it's okay though.
Yeah, because there's demonstrable harm to the offspring when
Mm-hmm.
you procreate.
Yep. So the alcohol. So a guy drinks a beer, he's fine, but if he has a shot, he goes to jail. And that's the same
No, it's more
analogy
like
with that.
how is that the same analysis? Like if a dude has a shot, it's fine. But if he gives that shot to a child, he goes to jail.
Well, I know, but we're not talking about children here. We're talking about consenting adults.
Yeah.
So we don't need
Did
to
you go to
worry
jail if you
about we
drink a
don't need to
shot?
worry about the bartender that's giving the kid a shot. I'm talking about an adult that's in there legally. So you got a guy that's going in there. He wants to get drunk, but he only wants to get drunk off of beer. And another guy goes in, but he doesn't want the beer. He only wants the hard alcohol, the spirits. You're going to arrest him because he likes the harder alcohol than the beer.
No,
Well, that's what you're
not really.
doing with arresting a incestuous relationship between a man and a woman, but not a woman and a woman or a man and a man.
I
You're saying that as
I
long
see
as
that, but
the
it's not the reasoning. It's not my reasoning. Is not that you should punish them because they are straight. You should punish them because they're bringing someone into knowing full well the risks,
Mhm.
the risk factors.
Yeah. So to stop the risk factors.
It's like saying that a lack of abortion is a violation of women's rights because men don't need it. Like men can't get pregnant, at least biological men. Don't please don't get cancelled. Uh, yeah, like biological males can't get pregnant, so they don't need the right to abortion. In the same way, uh, gay people generally don't get pregnant, so they can't be punished for procreation in a high risk environment.
Hmm. Now, do you have you ever heard of a homosexual relationship, whether it be man and man or woman and woman, that decided that they wanted to have a child through their DNA that they mixed together?
Uh, no. What?
Yeah, they do that here.
Are you talking
So
about? Oh no, it's not IVF. Oh, what are you talking about exactly?
like here, um, they have surrogates. Okay. Um, so if you're to have a surrogate that has, um, wait a minute, hold on. No, because never mind, because a surrogate wouldn't be an incestuous relationship. I got to rethink that one. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Um, yeah, we'll just forget about that one because that one doesn't work at all. It wouldn't. It would be a different set of genetics. So
Yeah. So, and also, I guess vertical incest is probably almost always wrong.
mm-hmm.
A parent and child, a grandparent and child.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, we're mostly talking about horizontal, like siblings,
Uh huh.
cousins,
Yep.
etc. What about like a diagonal, like an uncle and nephew or niece? Do you think that's inherently problematic outside of the genetic component?
You know, I've never thought of that type. Um, yeah, I think the only thing I would say is it just to me it's just an ick, but that's not a argument. So
Yeah,
I
that's an
just don't
argument
like
for
it.
why you.
That's just a preference at that point. I think I don't think that
Yeah,
there's much
it's
of
why
a
you
genetic.
wouldn't do it, but.
Yeah, I don't think that there's much of a genetic thing that happens when you go that way. But I don't know. I haven't looked
Oh,
into that.
I'm assuming they are related, right?
Yeah,
So they're not like related by they're the actual aunt or uncle
yeah. Their DNA is still just a little bit different than your parents.
siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that creates any kind of anything. So I would have to look into that.
yeah, and uh, the thing is, an uncle or aunt can be like an authority, but they could also be like closer to a cousin. Like, uh, I have an aunt that is the same age as me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's just something that I haven't thought about that. So I couldn't even argue that.
Yeah, I'd say that I don't know if the only part I can cleanly condemn is the vertical incest. I don't know if I could defend it being illegal,
Yeah, I would
but
only
I
have to
could
go with.
definitely, yeah, I could definitely condemn it on a moral level. What did you say?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I would. I, like I said, I haven't thought about the aunt uncle type thing, um, but I think more along the lines of just siblings and stuff like that is what I would probably want to get rid of, along with the parental and child.
Yeah, the problem with a parent and a child is that an adult child is that it's like grooming, right? Like the grooming is not technically illegal. It's just a really shitty thing to do, and you are basically doing that same thing, but for their entire life.
Sorry, I was pouring a drink. Yeah, that's. I feel the same way. Um, it's just not right, especially the parent um, knowing everything that the kid would like and stuff like that. It's just a no go zone for me.
Yeah, I don't think that holds true for cousins or siblings, and it doesn't always hold true for uncles and aunts.
Yeah, I try and stay away from the always. I guess. I mean, I guess I kind of used it a couple of times when I was talking about the reproduction with incestuous. I didn't realize it was only 40%, but
Yeah, and as I said, like first degree cousins are barely higher than the rates of unrelated people.
yeah, I would just to me. I mean, now I am gonna bring in a little bit of religion. It's just against my moral backing is why I would want it banned. Um, and that's probably where most of it comes from. But looking into this and doing the research on the biological and the psychological, that's where um, really pushed me over the edge. Where I'm like, okay, this is definitely wrong, and these are the reasons why, and not just because Sky Daddy told me.
Okay, but so do we agree that it's mostly an issue of, I guess, traditional societal reasons? Like it's because of how society uses.
Well, yes, I would say yes because of the fact that um, in the past in society it was okay. Um, they did it all the time. It wasn't a big deal. But now that we have all this history and knowledge of what happened, that's where society was like, this is bad. And I don't think a lot of it even had to do with a religion.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's been like 2 hours, and that don't see this going anywhere in particular. Can we just agree that it's an issue of society?
I could agree with that, absolutely.
Okay, I'm glad we finish in agreement.
Yes, sir. Hey, I
Okay.
really appreciated having this discussion with you.
Yeah, yeah. I guess my whole point is that it's even if it's morally condemnable, I don't know if it justifies a ban. It's basically my entire line of thinking.
Yeah, for me, morally, yes, it's wrong. But from what I was looking at, the biological and all that stuff, that's where I, um, you know, said absolutely this shouldn't happen. So, but you're absolutely right. It is a societal thing because, like I said, 400 years ago, it was okay. Everybody did
Yep.
it.
Yeah, and we still exist today, although overdoing it has actual problems
Hmm.
if it when it comes to offspring. But yeah, I guess good talk, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime I'd have another debate with you, no problem.
All right.
All right. Hey,
Uh,
you have a good one. All right.
yep.
Yep.
You too, man.
Do you mind if I add you as a friend on here?
Guess what?
Is it just if I add you as a friend?
Oh, Discord. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So
Great.
I'll talk to you again sometime. Maybe we'll set up another debate sometime.
All right.
Okay. You have a good one.
Later. You too.
Bye. Holy shit.